So this is the story of our move.
So once upon a time,
Last summer I was feeling just really bored and I didn't know what I was doing with my life after school would get out this last spring. So I went to the Metro Park and I finally just broke down and I'm like, God, okay, I know you know the desires of my heart and that I want adventure. And I came home, and that was the same day that we got 2 people pulled in our driveway.
First, into the driveway comes a police car.
Someone's house down the road had gotten broken into.
Next comes a quarry owner saying they're going to put explosive materials in our backyard. And then we say, it's time to move. Here is the moving truck.
It was just like, wow, God responded right away that look at all of these exciting things that are going to happen because now we're going to be moving. Now there's a criminal at large on the street. It was just a great answer to prayer right away.
once upon a time there was a family, and the family decided, oh, we should do a family study of sorts. We should study Joshua. So we're studying Joshua and we start to notice parallels in our lives. They're going to a promised land as we are looking for a house.
And then we started looking for houses, and I knew that we would all know for sure when we found the house that it was the house. We looked at several different places.
It's like Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming, only you change the lyrics. Just keep following the cloud, just keep following the cloud. Bailey even wrote a song about it.
So we walk along in the desert sand, going we don't know where.
There are no camels on this property. Disclaimer.
And then we found the place on Mulch Lake Road online first, and we all looked at it and we're like, oh, it's so cool because it's an old farmhouse and everything.
Now, the first time we went out there, we were able to see the big original house, and it was basically a basket case. My reaction was, no way, I wanted a newer house, that's something that wouldn't take so much work. But as we looked at it, we found more and more potential. There's 2 garages there. There's also a pole barn that are salvageable. The fact that there's a smaller house there will enable us to have a place to stay while we were building or remodeling, either or. The layout of the land, the first time I walked out in the back, I kicked up 4 or 5 deer that ran out into the woods, and by the time I got to the woods walking out that way, I heard some turkeys out there. It was just spring turkey season when we went out there. It's like, oh, this is cool. So I turned around and looked back towards the house and thought, where do I sign? So
it was just beautiful, and I just knew for certain that I would end up living there. Maybe not the rest of the family, maybe it would be 50 years down the road, but I was going to live there at some time.
So they're walking into the promised land, and there is a country that is between them and where they're supposed to be. In fact, this country is a brother of sorts. They came from the same descendants, but this country does not let them through, doesn't even let them walk on their paths. They say, go around. And so they had a longer journey because of it. Well, we felt that way when our first offer was turned down. We knew God wanted us in that promised land, but here it looks like we're going to have to take the long way around.
eventually the lady who owned the property did give us a call and was interested in entertaining a bid.
So Vern spends all winter getting our house ready to sell. He uses hammers.
When we moved here 17 years ago, this house was a basket case. Okay, we put a lot of work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this place. A lot of it was me, and I wasn't very good at sharing the work with, Dawn and friends and that type of thing, and family members, and especially my children. As we started getting more and more serious about this property out there, I got a bigger commitment from you girls as far as working on the house and working with us in, if not so much building a house, but building a business there that would be helpful to society.
And then we put our house up for sale. Like that.
Then what happened is one evening we got quite a few phone calls just for that evening, and We, instead of having an open house the following week, we actually had like an open house 10 days earlier than that, because that's when everybody wanted to come by and see the house. The third family that came through, Josh and Larissa, are the couple that made us a good offer on the place.
And then we're doing contracts. So this country comes to the Israelites and they say, "Oh look, we have come so far. See our dusty camels. See the holes in our shoes. See how weary we are from what a long distance we have traveled." Really, they were neighbors. So what did the Israelites learn? Never make a contract without first consulting the Lord. So what do? We're in the middle of making a bunch of contracts. We make sure, consult with the Lord.
Since then, just seeing how Josh operated, he was really responsible, and he also did quite a bit of research on the silica companies, what they look like, what the existing mines in the area look like, as well as, kind of judging, seeing if that's something that they could live with here. So they made a decision to go ahead and put a purchase agreement on our house. And right now we're at the point of we've got a signed purchase agreement, and that's where we're sitting.
Joshua is buying our house. Coincidence? I think not.
The biggest and most important thing that happened throughout this whole last year here is that we pulled together as a family in our studying in the Bible and in Christ. And that's so important in leading a family to do that, and that really, really does solidify the family unit, and it really does strengthen the bonds between husband and wife, and parents and children in that.
And it really is just an answer to all of the desires of my heart and dreams for my life. I'm going to be able to live them all out at that place, and it's also working out so much for different people in the family for different reasons.
God sometimes shakes your life up. He pops you out of your comfort zone, and he forces you to go in different areas that are uncomfortable. This is a scary situation for us in some ways, to move this far away from where my the bulk of my business is. For me to migrate my family west to an area that's uncharted to me. I've never spent much time out there. I mean, what do you do? Like I said, if God really is leading us here, then his hands are going to be on this. They're going to be all over this, and we're just going to flourish and do well.
And it really all just is a miracle.
And they all lived happily ever after.
And lo and behold, we find a wonderful place. And it has a big house, and it has a little house, and it has a house trailer, and it has a big barn that's falling down. And it has a pole barn that needs a new roof. And we're going to demolish the big house, and we're going to take away the house trailer, and we're going to live in the little house. And we're going to finish taking down the big barn, and we're going to move our animals into the pole barn. And you can help!
Hello everybody. Me and Fluffy are going to tell you all the reasons you should not come to help clean the houses. Number 1, the big house. The big house was probably really nice 150 years ago. That's right, Civil War time. Number 2, the big pole barn. It is pretty nice, except it needs a roof job and it's full of rummage sale rejects. But next, the little house. We will just skip past that one.
It was hard to see a lot of things in there. There was so much stuff in there. So there may be carpeting, painting, that type of thing. There's going to be lots of cleanup.
And let's see, the property itself.
So, all of you know, I don't like ticks.
Has ticks, poison ivy.
In fact, I really hate them. But remember how when Joshua and Caleb went into the promised land, there was Amorites and
long grass,
Sons of Anak and
mosquitoes,
all of these other giants. And
you can get sunburned.
what happened? All of the things that weren't supposed to be there were shoved out in front of them because God had given them this land.
Still, these are all the reasons that Fluffy and me do not think you should help clean with us.
Right off the bat, really the thing is basic cleanup. Hauling a lot of stuff out, getting a tetanus shot. It's going to be gung-ho and get this thing, sealed up and livable ASAP.
So we need you because someone bought our house. And they're really super wonderful people, so we have to do a good job of cleaning our house out to get ready for them. And we have to do it fast. So we need you. So come on in.